So here's the code that we wrote in the last lecture. Currently, this file is getting a little bit bloated because we have multiple classes defined in the same file. It would be much nicer if we split this code across multiple files. And this is what we call modularity. So instead of writing all the code in one file, we write our code in multiple files. We call each file a module. In the old days, we didn't have the concept of modules natively in JavaScript. So there were many third-party solutions. But starting from ECMAScript 6, we have the concept of modules natively in JavaScript. So let's go ahead and modularize this application. I'm going to move each class in a separate file. Let's start with the person class. So create a new file, back in index.js, select the person class, cut it, and put it here. Now let's save this as person.js. Similarly, we need to go back to index.js and grab the teacher class, cut it, create a new file, paste it here, and save it as teacher.js. So now we can see we have less code in each file, and our application is more maintainable. But we're not done yet. When working with modules, the objects we define in a module are private by default. So that means this teacher class that we have defined here is not visible to any other files or modules in this application. In order to make this visible, we have to make it public. And we do that by exporting this class to the outside. So we export it from the teacher class, and then we import it wherever we need it. So doing that is very easy. We simply prefix the class with export. Okay, save the changes. Similarly, we go to the person module. So we need to export the person class because we have referenced that in our teacher module. Here, we're using the person class, right? But currently, we have not imported this person class here. So on the top, we add import, curly braces, person, from, in quotes. You can see IntelliSense in VS Code is suggesting a few libraries like React, React DOM, and so on. These are the libraries that we have specified as dependencies in package.json. So let me quickly show you. Back in the project, here, if you look at package.json, we've got 3 dependencies here. And these dependencies are stored in node modules folder, right? So currently, we don't want to import anything from these modules. We want to import from our own modules. So let's close this. So here we need to pass the relative path to the target file or the target module. We start with period / and that indicates the current folder. Here are the files in the current folder. So we want to import this person class from this person file. Note that here we don't add the extension, just the file name. So we don't add .js, okay? And finally, we need to terminate this statement with a semicolon. So we imported the person class from the person module. Finally, we need to go back to index.js. And because here we're using the teacher class, we need to import it. So once again, import curly braces, teacher, from relative path, that is period / teacher. Save the changes. Now to make sure that everything works, let's call the teach method. Save the changes. And here in the console, you can see the teach message. Beautiful. So we successfully modularized this application. In the next lecture, we'll talk about default and named exports.